He invites us deeper still. He invites us to our knees where we begin to pray. Here's what prayer is. In prayer, true Christian prayer like Ezekiel was called to pray, we go to God and we prophesy his words back to him. He loves that. He loves when we do this. When we tell him what he's told us. We tell him what he's told us in this book. We tell him about his plans to revive his dispirited people. We tell him about his plans to revive his church, about his plans to purify his bride. We tell him. We tell each other, and then we tell him. And then all of a sudden, the thing we've been waiting for but struggled to imagine was possible starts to happen. Verse 9, then he said to me, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, son of man, and say to the breath, thus says the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe on these slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood on their feet, an exceedingly great army. It's a picture of the people of God alive again. The dead back on their feet, the dry bones now dripping with life, the weak made strong. The hopeless full of wonder, the heartless full of the Spirit of God, and this is what God does. This is who he is. This is his heart. You are encountering his heart here. These dry bones back on their feet, full of life. This is the heart of God. It's why Jesus came. Christian, it's what he wants for you too, right now. This is why it's not just his heart, it's also your invitation. It's what he invites you into, whether you've experienced his grace already or not yet. So for any and all who know themselves lifeless, he offers to fill you with life. For those who know themselves weak, he offers to make you strong. For those who are lonely, he offers to give you a family. For those who are hopeless, he offers you hope, not just now, but beyond this life. A hope that finally makes sense of who you are. For those who've come to the end of themselves, who've lived long enough being enslaved to Satan, sin, and death, he offers you redemption and restoration and wholeness and healing. It's not a work that you can do. It's not a work that I can do for you. It's not a work that anybody can do for another one. It's a work that only God can do. Our job is to remember who the God of the Bible is, what his heart is about, that he wants to renew his people. Our job is to remember him and then prophesy to each other and to ourselves.